everybody. Welcome to the Ham Radio Clubhouse.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on?
Man, it makes my heart feel good when we hit that go live button and there's like 60 people that are already in there waiting for this train wreck that's about to happen.
Gives you a couple
63
minutes.
just for Ape.
Gives me a couple minutes, yeah.
Give you a couple minutes to catch your breath.
There'd be
Yeah.
663 if we were giving away something this week. But
Oh, shit.
Did you guys look at the numbers from last week?
yeah.
Did not.
Like
Yeah.
216
No, you didn't
people
post
that were
them to
watching.
us.
Well,
Where was the screenshots at,
I was going to
Shane?
say, he's gotten kind of slack on posting that.
y'all kept complaining that he ain't always about the numbers. So I was like, okay,
Oh.
I'll look at him by myself.
I was going to say, we weren't complaining.
Mm-hmm.
We're just impressed.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, good stuff, man. Thanks. Special shout out to everybody there in green. Those are our channel members. Thanks you for supporting us. Arthur,
Who
with
left
the
the guest on here? You're supposed to
with the
drop. That ain't the format.
See, I didn't hit the go live button. So
Do it a little different this week.
Oh, he's fine. We can trust him.
We're setting records again, man.
right.
Almost-
Last week we didn't hit the outro after the show. We just kind of left everybody hanging. Arthur, thanks
that
for the
Molson?
26 months.
Was that Molson who did that?
No, I did it.
Oh, you did?
It was all me. Bob, thanks for the 26 months. Good evening to you. Well, I guess we don't have to tease who the guest is going to be tonight. So welcome, my friend Jeff.
Was on the frickin'
K3JRZ.
screenshot.
Yeah.
Hello. Good evening.
Hey. Not only did I break some of my internet, looks like I broke my TV computer too.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
It's what happens when you start unplugging wires again.
Nah, it's
Oh.
when you start configuring Node-RED to run everything in your shack and you don't know what you're doing.
You're on to something there.
Steve, your office is awful bright over there, man. Did you get a new key light for your
No, that's the
Oh.
same one.
I redecorated, in case y'all didn't know. They kicked me out of the barrel house at Jack Daniels and said, you got to go do that show somewhere else.
Now, I know you're lying because I know people up there.
What's happening?
I mean, I've been there, but anyway, love that place. Actually, if you haven't been, it's a great little short. You need like a short time away. You want to go to Lynchburg, Tennessee, and go check out the distillery. It's a cool tour.
Yep.
And then if you want to go to that tasting room like I did, that's where my usual background is. Nice, good stuff. Steve, how's your week been, man?
Week's been good. Been busy. I've got a video coming out Thursday, and Thursday morning I am headed to Orlando.
It is that hamcation time, huh?
Hamcation.
Steve KJ5T, thanks for the $5.99 super chat, and we are 5-0 in Texas. What
Very
part
nice.
of Texas? If you want to tell us, you don't have to give us your exact location. But what part of Texas? Myself and Jason are in Texas.
Maybe he was saying thanks.
Negative.
Oh, that could be it.
Jason is
could be.
currently in the Panhandle of Florida.
Yeah.
Well, he was in Alabama. I saw that.
I got a
YouTube
ham
short
alert.
that went out.
Did you guys get the ham alert from him?
I'm gonna look him up.
I'm just glad he didn't stop in Jackson like you mentioned last night.
You were making it seem like, the truck would be on cinder blocks or something.
No, it would
No,
be.
the whole truck would just be gone. They'll take it apart somewhere else.
No, that's just your challenge or your charger if you leave it at O'Hare. Love you, Mike.
Uh-oh. I was about to say there must be a story there.
Oh, Mike left his charger at O'Hare when he went down to Winterfield Day in Galveston last year.
Oh,
Came
I
back
see
a
him.
couple.
Came back to
I
no
found
car.
him.
Live Oak, Florida.
He is in Live Oak, Florida. Yeah,
Yep. Almost to the I-10, I-75.
and he's speeding. So for those
No.
of you who don't use APRS, if you want to
Wait.
track your friends, then you can pull that up. he's probably gonna come into the show and say, "Why y'all spying on me?"
He's doing
Oh, yeah.
73. He's not
I mean-
speeding.
Oh,
He's
I
barely
know what
keeping up
speed
with
limit is out
traffic.
there.
It's
That's
70.
how he drives everywhere.
Speed limit on I-10 is 70, and I promise you, he's probably the slowest one on the road, especially in
There
that
he
stretch.
He's only 125 feet from sea level. You know
Huh.
he's got to
Yep.
be in Florida.
Yep.
Usually
Well-
we see Mike chasing him. So
Well,
that's
that's what I was going to say. You typed in his call sign, though, didn't you? So that
You
took
did.
everybody, all the other stations out. So if you don't filter him, take him off the filter, and maybe you'll see Running Man behind you.
Let's see.
How do you undo the filter?
Hit clear at the bottom.
Riveting content. I know, everybody.
Actually, so if you clear
Hold
it
on. I see it. There it is.
and you look down I-75, you'll see another call sign we know. Smart Jason.
Ah.
Smart Jason.
KM4ACK.
Yeah, I see him down there. So if you want to spy on the YouTube folks, that's what APRS.fi. Except you won't find Mike there.
You might at Hamcation.
Yeah, special events. He's got the little running man.
Right? All right, Izzo. How's your week been, buddy? Uh-oh.
Let's think about this.
I know it's a challenge.
How do I word this?
Some rough stuff
How
at
do I
work.
not offend somebody?
I don't know. Some rough stuff at work. But we're getting through it. Nothing like
Tried
nothing
to shut
like,
it down and reboot it yet?
Nah.
I'm sorry.
You know-
Pull the disc out and like blow it off.
Who, me?
Put it back in. That usually resets everything.
We're getting confused. I'm
I
sorry.
know.
Yeah, I'm all confused. How to use a snow thrower yesterday here in Connecticut? Because
There's a
the
reason
stuff
I
on
live
the
in the
shoreline was supposed to be just a coating, and Mother Nature said, "Hold my beer, hold my cigar."
Not today, Satan.
But that's okay. That's okay, because that's why we have a snow thrower, right? That's why we have
Right.
it, and that's why emergency knows no holiday. Izzo had that thing ready by October 1st. That's what it's there for. Oh,
Is it the first time you've used it this year?
Yes. Last
That's
year we
good. I
didn't.
mean, it's February, so
Yep.
that's
And
pretty
last
good.
year we didn't even have to use it.
Oh wow.
So, but DHL shipping, there's a net going on right now. Can
What
you
is
guys see
that?
that? Can you guys see that?
We can. What is that? Hold on. Let me.
That
big
is
here.
the Shark M1KE.
That's one of them old men hotspots. You just push a few buttons and it's set up, ready to go. Easy on the
Yeah.
eyes.
It's
Easy.
the radio and the hotspot in one.
It's all in one. I don't know if you guys can.
Wow.
Really,
Nice.
this guy done brought a new truck and a freaking
And
spot
a
thing.
hotspot.
Yeah, that's the
And he's
Rolls
looking
Royce.
digitally.
So this is what
He
I
got
did.
right
So,
with Jesus, is what it is.
so I did buy a pie and a hat, I think, and a few other things. Tried to build it or tried to do it, and I just got frustrated. It's just not my world. It's not my world. And it gets very, very frustrating when I don't understand something and I don't have somebody next door to bug. What? What did he say?
He said it's the
Yes.
ham radio version
You know
of
something?
Life Alert. He's
You know,
falling and he can't get up.
You know, I walk. All right, so this is what you got to do, guys. Okay, because Valentine's Day is next. See, Valentine's Day is next week. So you, in order not to get yourself in trouble, I was honest and I put it on and I said, "How does this look?" And the first thing Jennifer said was, "Life Alert. Have you fallen? You can't get up."
I love her.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
She's good. She's good. Let me tell you something. She's good.
She's quick.
So it's a like I said, I felt bad that I could not just get that whole Raspberry Pi, the whatever interface you got to do, image this, image that,
The
get
thing
this
and the thing and the that.
Yeah, it's not my world. It's
Yeah.
not my world, and I tried.
Understandable.
I did not have good luck with the Open Spot 3. And I don't know if they just had some issues or if it was just the Izzo-isms that were occurring. Excuse me. But I do like what Open Spot does. So when this came in, or when this was announced, I said, you know something? And I watched some great YouTube videos. I said, I think that's going to be for me. I want to say 99% of this I like. Not to be the curmudgeon. I'm not to be the sad ham.
So
I'm
I have a
used to,
question.
I'm used to holding a
serious question.
radio. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
was about to say, so do you use a radio to talk into that thing?
No, you talk
Or
right
is
into
it?
it.
Oh, it
This
has.
is
Okay, all right. So it's the built-in. So
It's
like
everything.
if you turned it up, you could hear the net going on right now.
Yes, correct. Correct.
Okay, cool.
And I got to just learn to build out my profiles. I have a Verizon Yes, thank you, Ken. You're absolutely right. Go to hell.
For those of you on the podcast, by the way, welcome to everyone on
Watch
the podcast.
this.
Ken
Watch
Lewis
this.
says at least it isn't a clapper.
If I clap one more time, I'm going to go out. Okay?
Chia.
Exactly.
Right. Now, I would like to contact these guys in Estonia, and maybe they're already doing it. But I think if they put this inside a traditional radio, what we ham till you hurts, that's funny. Now that's funny. CQ, I got gout and I can't get up. That's funny. See, the chat is, see, you give them giveaways last week, and now they're going to give us something back this week to make us laugh. They're good people. I just think if it was in a traditional small HT,
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting.
If you could clap 3 times and it would call CQ for you.
that's Beetlejuice. And no, we're not getting involved with that.
I was gonna say no. It'll probably put it on World Link, and then they'll never get it off there.
But I did at work today. I needed a much needed break. I went outside to the truck. I brought this with me. I threw on the hotspot, and within 2 minutes, I was on another reflector talking, making, hey, I got this. And the guy who came back to me was also on one of these.
That's cool.
So you can be anywhere. That they have made it so easy that, like, for my other radios, I don't have to create talk groups and this and that, which I don't
You don't have
mind
to do
doing.
a code plug.
Yeah, I don't gotta do no more code plugging and this and that. And
I get that. That's a pain in the.
I don't mind doing them. It's just I'm getting tired of doing them, and I'm getting old and lazy now. You know, next thing you know, I'm gonna be buying a new vacuum cleaner. You know, what's gonna be? It's gonna be a Roomba.
Hopefully,
go
hopefully
this
it's
way.
a Kirby, one that still weighs 1,000 pounds, but will suck the carpet off the floor.
Right.
That's all right.
But no, it's a really congratulations to Shark RF. You've made me very, very happy. If I was doing videos again, I would be doing a.
You should do a video
No,
on that because I would like
I'm-
to know the details of it, and you
No,
present
just go to
very
YouTube.
well.
Just go to
I don't-
YouTube.
I don't want any old YouTuber. I want
Okay.
my smoke signals RF.
All right,
Just-
so you
just
push-
a quick tutorial.
You,
of how
you push
do it.
these buttons. This is what you do. You,
Do it
you
in
say
5 minutes.
Well, I don't. I
You can do it.
can't-
You can do it. It's just 5
He
minutes.
can't
man.
get through the intro in 5 minutes. He can't do a 5-minute video.
Shut up,
Welcome,
Steve.
welcome to Smoke Signals RF. If you want to learn about the open spot, let me tell you about this thing I heard yesterday.
Oh, giving me bronchitis here.
I got the bronchitis.
No. So
Joe
that's
Brett,
what I'm doing, and
you're
I'm
up,
just having
buddy.
fun. Yeah, give it to Joe Brett, please.
Good evening. I am K3JRZ.
And you're a
And-
shacking off member.
Wubba,
I am a
wubba.
Shacking Off member. You can't tell, but that's a mini me right there. That's a 3D print of my head with headphones. I wish I could show you in detail, but I can't. I'm gonna mess up my camera angles. I mean,
Say, couldn't you just take it off?
could go
and
to that.
Push it closer. Or?
but then it's so dark you can't see anything.
That's true.
There you go. Look. Let me take this away. Look how clean it is back there.
Wow.
man.
Oh, wow.
I'm still my
Let me
my, my,
cover
my
up that back there.
I was about to say my eyes can't get from behind your right shoulder.
So
That chair just needs a
It's
little bit of
progress.
WD-40
It's progress.
or some grease. But other than that, man, that's
I'll tackle
Silicone
that
spray.
the next time
Next
it
video.
feels decent. Well, this has actually involved no video. This was just me like, all right, I'm tired of this shit. It's got to go. I threw away a lot of stuff that I kept last time in that documentary. I thought my wife would be more proud of me than what she was, but she's like, should have got rid of it last time. And I'm like, shut your
Told you
face.
to get rid of it.
Shame.
Yeah.
Joe,
like
Joe
that.
Brett, you
I
want to
like-
do a video? Joe, you want to do a video of just spraying the chair with some WD-40 or some of your face? That'd be funny.
You know, you heard my chair all squeaky
All the
and
time.
stuff?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Every time in
Just
life
dig
that
out the
I've
grease
really
on it.
No, every time I've made fun of somebody in life, I inherit their problems I was making fun of.
Ain't that
Like,
true?
back in school, there was this guy in our little cliche there that he blinked his eyes constantly, always, and I'd start making fun of him while he was talking to me by blinking my eyes,
The messages.
and then I would notice that I wouldn't quit blinking my eyes when he wasn't around.
What a jerk.
Scout 75 used to have a squeaky ass chair, and I used to say something about it every time he come on the show. So So there you go.
That's
Karma's
so
a bitch,
true.
isn't
I
it?
forgot about that.
I remember that now. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah. So there's the squeaky chair. Besides that, let's go back to this. I got to do this.
Yes.
I was about to ask you about that. Look at that rack.
Hang on.
What a
built
rack.
Nice solo.
Hey, this is where you can really say
What
nice
a rack.
Nice rack.
Yeah, baby. Check it out.
Why are they all dark? Why aren't they on?
Because he didn't want to get
Because
accused of doing
I'm
FT8
trying to-
during the show.
I'm trying to just be able to do the show, man. But that was all made out of some scrap wood I found later on the shop.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
You're getting crafty over there.
Look at that repurposing. I like that, man.
Yeah.
Don't be looking all the way down there. What you doing? Jeez.
Yeah.
Get y'all's
Hey.
mind right. Well, I can't use that camera for it. That's gonna fall.
I was about to say, it looks like we're about to fall
I
over
think the
back.
shacking off sticker, that shacking off sticker or whatever it is, really makes the room. You know that. Yeah.
See me?
Oh, it's multicolored and everything.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
He went high dollar with that one.
Who printed that for you?
I did.
Oh, that's right.
You
With
didn't see that bamboo behind
those
him?
things back there, man.
One of those whiz bangs.
And whiz bangs. Oh my
That's
gosh.
that razor. That's that razor camera, right?
Yeah, that crappy razor camera.
That's what I'm using right now. It don't look crappy to me.
Well, you just happen to get the one that doesn't skip or freezes up. You know, T.O. got one and sent it back and I've noticed they done it at the beginning of the show. I looked around and I was froze, and then I come right back. But
I was just gonna blame that on the internet.
man, let me tell you about the internet.
The interwebs?
There I was.
There you go.
I started to make a call. I almost phoned a call today, but I'm gonna give it a little bit longer. Thought I had it figured out. Come home, everybody's like, "Internet's not working." I'm like, "I'll look into that."
Did you unplug it, plug it back in?
No, well, I went and undone the setting that I changed before I left work.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
You're gonna have to check out with the Shacking Off brothers about
yeah,
that.
Paul's looking for something.
You know,
And-
Jason mentioned last week about doing patches. We should probably do one for the clubhouse too.
You know
We
something?
should.
And
Sorry,
Eric,
brain
Eric,
fart. Spending more money.
Eric is
Hope you're
throwing
listening, Beer
snowballs.
Snack.
And Paul, I'll
Eric said-
tell you, Paul, the best way to get any type of gifts, every year at Huntsville, the Shacking brothers bring gifts.
Yep. Yeah.
This year it was some can koozies.
Yep.
I don't remember where they may have mailed.
condoms. The
Last
condom.
year was
Oh,
prophylactics.
God.
That was the year before.
Oh, this was the year
Yeah.
before. Okay.
And then my wife forgot about that, and
Why you got one of
said,
them in your
would
in
you-
your, in
And
your
she
wallet?
was there. And she was
yeah,
there.
I like read the label, and she goes, "Oh, okay,
That's how you get out of that one.
yeah." So
No alibi needed.
besides a little bit of cleaning up and junk, I started this endeavor of I've been wanting a home server, or a
You want
a
to take care
backup.
of that, Joe?
what?
The screen. Look at the screen.
Oh, but happy hamcation, everyone. What are you talking about? Look at the screen.
Power,
friends.
thanks for the
Thank you,
$4.99
Power
super
Power.
chat. I
Thanks,
didn't want
guys.
to interrupt
Thanks,
you. I was
Julie.
hoping you would see it and just run with it.
Thanks, Julie.
Anyway.
Thanks for
Back to your server.
Okay, so server anyway. So I'm remoted into it and all this, and well, you know, SKT or Buddy Don, he likes to mention how he uses Pi-hole every now and then to block some of those
Oh.
advertisements and stuff that he. And I'm
what
like,
was the name of that?
Pi-hole, put it in your Pi-hole. So I tried the Pi-hole.
Oh, that's going to be the intro to the podcast.
Every freaking time, man.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the
Oh, so
podcast,
easy.
everybody. Rest of the show to follow. All right, there you go.
Thanks, buddy.
Anyway,
A note, 20 minutes, 30
I'm trying to get stuff to talk to each other and stuff like, I don't know. But
You're making me dribble. Stop it.
I can't get that Pi-hole to work for nothing. Nick, freaking,
Stop it.
I don't care. I enjoy advertisements. So
So is Pi-hole like an ad blocker or something?
that and something else. They're not solely an ad block, but you're supposed to be able to route your traffic through it. Well, I thought I had it going. I done that, Everything looked smooth till I got home, and hey, the internet's not working. And it was because the way it works, you set your DNS to the device, but your DNS has these shoot, I went blank. Lease times. Bye, Steve.
Is it something we said?
It's too much like work talk for him.
He had to go.
That man had to go to the drugstore and get his pothole stuff.
Right.
Anyway, I just hadn't figured it out. It's because my biggest problem, and I hadn't spent a lot of time with it. I've really been trying to get the no red stuff set up because when I was watching it the other night with Kyle and who was it? Help me out here. Was it Jason? No,
Jason.
Was it not Josh?
That was Josh.
Yeah, it was Josh.
Saturday night, yes.
Well, then they was showing tabs. Like he was switching between stuff. And I'm like, well, hell, I thought I had to have a different SD card for every dashboard I wanted. You telling me now I can like do tabs and stuff? And I don't know if that's true or not, or maybe I was seeing things. But so I dove back into no red, put it on my little home server here that's struggling to. I mean, it's just a temporary setup. But
is it a Pi Zero?
No, it's a
okay.
PC. But yeah, I get the nodes built, get the flows put in there, hit execute, and then I'm like, well, or deploy. Well, what do I do now? Where'd it go? Like when I done it on Raspberry Pi, I knew the IP address to the Raspberry Pi, right? Well, I can't just put the IP address into my network storage because that ain't how it works. And then I figured out you got the IP address, then your port number to go with it. So I figured it out, but every time I figured it out, I break something else. So 8-hour day, I had to give up, go back to work tomorrow. Try
Andy Cowley, 26 months, man. Thank you so much.
Joe,
And,
I gotta ask Joe
hold on,
something.
what's up with 6? Said, do y'all have live chat turned off? No, it should be on and running.
It's running.
If
You're talking
watching
on live chat.
Right. Vern, you are live chat right now.
So what you need to do is restart your Roku device.
Roku?
Or maybe not. Go out of the video and go back into it. Sometimes I have to do that on my Fire TV.
Maybe his Roomba sucked it up. Joe.
Oh, he says it's not showing on the Roku app. So sometimes there's a drop down you got to get to see the live chat on TV.
You do have to activate it.
I will say that.
Yeah.
Joe, I have noticed.
You'd have to call Roku. I don't know.
Yeah. Joe, I have noticed the beard is coming in very nice. Very distinguished. I like it.
I thought he said beard, and I was like, Joe Brett didn't drink beer.
I did a little grooming to it this morning or yesterday.
No, I like it, man.
I was starting to get a split right there, and it was starting to fan out.
You gonna curl it up?
Gimli
Handlebars. You gonna do the handlebars?
Yeah. But they supposed to be up here.
You get that beeswax
chasing the hobbits to Mordor.
Yeah, all these people in chat. Pie hole, simple. Put it up your pie hole. Being
Y'all
simple.
need to hit the live button to catch up. Is what you need to do.
Pie hole may be simple on like a Raspberry Pi, but it's different on this NAS setup.
Well, we're almost half-hour mark. We ain't said hi to Jeff yet, except for
hi,
once. So
Jeff.
I'm going to be nice and short and sweet and to the point here. Ain't had nothing else coming on. I've been editing podcasts for the 200 show, and I've been editing videos for some shorts. So that's what I've been up to. So anyway, Jeff K3JRZ, welcome to the Clubhouse, man. How are you? How's your week been?
Well, Tuesday's over, thank God. Hello, everyone. Being the only person in my job on the planet that does what I do is always loads of fun. But it is what it is, and it pays the bills. So
there you go.
Tomorrow's Wednesday, so we're halfway through, and I get to look forward to another work-free weekend. So
nice. Do you work? Do you go to an office or do you work from home?
I work from home. I've been working from home, luckily, since
I missed that.
March 2020. Since when all the chaos started.
They so whenever that all got started at Southwest and they closed down the campus, except for me when I worked in the operations center because we weren't allowed to leave the operations center. They started this hybrid thing where it's you're in the office on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but you're at home on Mondays and Fridays.
There you
And
go.
then on January the 6th, they were like, y'all need to come into the office on Mondays now. So now I work in the office Monday through Thursday, and I get to work from home on Friday. I work from home on Friday. So,
Yeah, working from home when I first started, it was really weird. I wasn't used to it. I mean, I used to be on call 24/7, 365 for my previous job, and I'd wake up in the middle of the night sometimes getting paged or called. And yeah, I could work a little bit from the laptop and everything, but just doing it all the time was just weird. So I got used to that, and eventually the new company that I work for, they sent me like a whole computer setup. So I set
oh,
up
nice.
a desk and the monitor, and got a big monitor, and they got my little laptop, and they sent the web camera, which I'm using here. The laptop has a camera. Why do I need another
Yeah,
camera?
utilize the assets. There you go.
Yeah. So
It's
That
they,
wait a minute. That's the camera right now built into your laptop that we're looking at you.
no,
Okay, I
this
was
is
going
the
to say.
external one they
Okay.
sent me. They sent me a laptop with a camera in there, and I think it's a Dell. I don't remember anymore. But I had a camera in there, so I'm like, why did you send me an external camera? You want different
Internal
shots of
sucks,
me or
man.
something?
they want that side angle. They want that profile view.
They want to make
Yeah.
sure that you're wearing pants.
Exactly. Thank you,
Wait,
Steve.
we're supposed to wear pants.
I'm always wearing pants.
Be right back.
Oh, what you have to worry about is if they sent you one of those that move around, pan, tilt, and zoom.
Oh,
They
that would be
actually
fun.
look to see if you're wearing pants.
there'd be super
fun.
gluing that thing pretty quickly. Gluing it to one spot.
Put
I
some
will
tack
say
wheels on.
the laptop that they gave us, they have this little like slider, this privacy slider that you can cover up the.
That don't work.
No, they work. Because I
Well-
can't tell you how many times I went into a call and I had that thing shut. And everyone's like, Shane, we can't see your video. I was like, oh, no, now can you see me?
I was to say, I just say,
Shut it.
oh yeah,
Shut
I'm
it.
on the work
Shut it.
computer.
I got to shed some layers. It's getting warm in here.
Oh, Julie with
Whoa,
the
Julie.
Thank you,
1999.
Julie.
Thank you,
What did I
girl.
miss? Oh, thank you, Julie.
1999.
Somebody gonna hit the button? Put it up.
I got
There we go.
Thank you.
As long as I don't
Thank
blue
you so
screen
much.
again.
That's what happens.
Yep.
Trying to rebuild the computer.
That I'm seriously thinking about it, but I got to work
Every
from
time
the
I get a
office
green
tomorrow.
screen, I'm like, nope, nope. Need a new hard drive, need a new motherboard, need more memory.
Think about just reloading it.
My other laptop I just wiped.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, back to you, Jeff. Jeff, how long you been a ham? What kind of got you interested in the hobby? And kind of give us your backstory. We've seen your YouTube videos. Great YouTube channel, by the way.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
Yes.
also the master cat herder of the Tuesday night playlist. So thank you, thank you, and thank you to everyone who participates in the Tuesday night playlist that plays before the Clubhouse show. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for herding the cats. I know how hard that is. But what got you into ham radio, man?
Back in 2014, I guess, probably around then, found an iPhone app that, well, it has Broadcastify feeds. So I was listening to a net out of Phoenix, Arizona every night. There's their 2100 net, so it was at 9 p.m. their time. And I thought, it'd be kind of cool to talk to those people. So I figured out I knew it was amateur radio. So I decided, plus there was some stuff going on in my life that gave me the time to put into studying. So I took advantage of that, and end of January 2015, got my technicians, and 2 months later, got my general. Did the in-person. In-persons just seem so weird nowadays.
Isn't that
in-person
weird?
VE sessions.
Because then you got to look at people that are grading your test. You're like,
They're like, oh no.
other than just hitting a
Oh,
button, then
no,
you
that's
can
wrong.
like, then if you know, on virtual they can hit grade, and if you don't pass, you can just log out.
Yeah, you can.
And
I
you're like, ain't no shame here.
am
No,
a V.
in person.
I am a V. So I think about that stuff. I'm like, and when you're doing it remotely, it's just a little bit different because you're watching them and you're like, oh, I know that answer. Oh, that's the wrong answer there,
Or-
dude.
You don't
Or
read
you're
the
looking at
question.
not-
and you're like, man, what is that answer? I don't remember that.
But
I
the
don't
nice
remember
thing
that
about
being
being
my
remote
test.
is that you turn your cameras off when the candidate's actually doing the exam, so they can't see you, or you're not supposed to be bothering them. But you're just watching for them to see if they're not cheating or anything like that. So, but Yeah, and then I was like, well, I want to get my extra, and the question pool was expiring in a
Last
few
June?
months, so it was like end of June. So I was like, okay, I gotta get it done before the questions change, and I'm like, I kind of psyched myself out of it because I kind of forced myself to do it.
That
I
was
don't
my
like being,
that was my motivation.
and that's one thing I don't like is being forced to do stuff. That's unreasonable. So,
Well, there's always a safe word.
Pineapple
Whoa.
juice.
I've had, I mean, if there's something that I don't
Cantaloupe.
want to do, I will definitely say so. Like, I went to a party one time, and so I was like, "Here, have a drink." I was like, "I don't want to drink. I'm driving." "Oh, come on, have a drink." He's all drunk, and I'm like, "No."
Tuck and roll.
I
Nah, you
just
gotta have a drink.
I snapped, and I was like, "No, don't force me to drink." I was driving, so I had to be in control of everything. So, but so I kind of psyched myself out of the extra exam. I was like, all right, cool. And I just played around with different things with amateur radio and got an HF radio around that same time, and enjoyed getting on HF. I really liked HF and chasing DX and talking to people. Lo and behold, National Parks on the Air comes around 2016.
Yep.
I thought that's pretty cool. Fortunately, at that time, I believe at that time, Delaware did not have a national park. So I was kind of out of it. It's like not a big deal. I'm not doing portable stuff anyway. And then all the craziness happened, and then I found out about this thing on YouTube called Parks on the Air. I'm like,
Was it Mike?
it was Mike and KB9 VBR. It was
Yeah,
It's always Mike.
There's nothing wrong with
It's
those.
Mike or Michael, one or the other.
There's nothing wrong with those.
They're the ones. That's their gateway. Their
that's-
gateway.
Right.
Your gateway into that addiction, man.
That's your
Yep.
gateway and your alibi all wrapped up in one.
Yep.
Yep, and it was around November 2020, and by the start of the year, January 3rd, I was already doing my first activation. I was like, I want to do that. It wasn't pretty. The antenna
never
setup
are.
was definitely not pretty. For my
never
first
is.
2 or 3.
Did you record it? Because I made the mistake of making a video out of my first Parks on the Air.
Luckily, I did
Oh.
not. I did not start my
Oh.
channel until about a month
Yeah,
later.
I thought that was going to be the. I was like, oh man, I'll just go film my first POTA because I know what I'm doing. No.
No, I'm
That's
glad I did
tragedy.
film my first ones. But
It's
I
alive.
went.
Y'all can go check it out. It's still live.
Oh.
But I went to this one park. Actually, the only national park in Delaware. One of the different areas that's along the Brandywine Creek, which is really nice to go to. And I had someone come back to me. It's like I was calling CQ, and they go park to park, and I'm like, okay, park to park. And he gives me his call sign and everything, and we go through the queue. So it's like, what, didn't you say you were park to park? He goes, no, I never said that. And I'm like,
I could have swore I heard you say it.
and that really ticked me off. That really ticked me off. So I decided, well, let's start recording my activations just to show proof of what happened and where I was, and that I was actually at this one location, and I actually talked to these people because I was having problems with park to park contacts not logging our contacts as a park to park, and I guess early on, the POTA software didn't really catch that.
Mm-hmm. That was
So-
when you were emailing your logs to your
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
regional representative.
Now,
Yeah.
I remember
such
their
a cluster.
documentation said that it would work, but it didn't seem to work. So it's like I'd follow up, and then after a little bit, I'm like, I don't freaking care anymore. But I decided that I was going to record my activations as proof of contact and proof of where I was at.
You were in the park boundaries.
I was in
So
the
that
park boundaries.
so
I was actually at the
so
park.
the POTA Facebook police couldn't come after you and say you weren't inside the park
Yeah, how
boundaries.
come?
That wasn't a real activation.
Right. How come
Well,
and why?
luckily,
Yeah.
I've never had that because I would have told them what they could do to themselves.
Oh, I tried, and then I got kicked out of the group.
I'm just about to. I've haven't posted anything there for a few months. I see the feed every pop up or a post come up in my feed every once in a while. I'm just like, oh, not again, not again.
You don't need your blood pressure.
Like,
You don't need
"Not
your blood
today,
pressure.
Satan!"
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm just like, I'll just watch it. And I haven't completely left there yet. I just don't post anything. I don't go through there or anything. If it shows up in my feed, then I'll look at it real briefly and see if it's worth my time just to read. But
I joined their Slack channel, and that's been great if I need to catch up with stuff. But the Facebook stuff, I'm just like,
the Slack channel is pretty good.
Everything I can to get off of Facebook because I absolutely hate that application.
It is bad, but
That's
the
why I
Slack
love
group
Discord
isn't
so
bad.
much. I can kick you out. Yeah, if I don't like you, I can kick you out.
The Slack channel is good for one thing. It had the spotting stuff in there, so I was always able to go back and verify someone's call sign or the park they were at.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when I first started, because I was using pen and paper.
Mm-hmm.
And
Correct.
my error rate was a good like 50% or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started logging with hammers, and my error rate went down to like 0 almost.
Right. Fat fingers. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
Eric's
it
got a
just
great point. To join
Thank
that
you, Eric.
Discord, it's awesome too.
Eric's right.
If you want the link, come over into the Clubhouse Discord. Link for that Discord is down below, and we'll get you the link over.
Although he was dissing Joe Brett earlier, so he may have to kiss
What
the
did he
Mississippi
say?
ring.
I'm gonna have to kiss the
He
ring.
he may have to kiss the ring. You're spending all this time in the shack moving your camera. We expect to have a video from you.
Oh, for me,
He was
the guy
throwing
that
snowballs.
Didn't want to make a video.
Yeah, he was throwing snowballs at you.
thought you was throwing snowballs.
Yeah,
You got me so confused.
So are you a Hammers logger or a Polo logger? That seems to be the fight now. It's like if you ain't using Polo, you crap.
Man, put a
Yeah.
fella in a pinch,
Seems
why
to be
don't you?
I was a staunch supporter of hammers when they came out, and I started using them. It kind of fell out of favor with me. Was it last year when Parks on the Air updated all the reference numbers and everything? They just, I know, was it Jarrett?
Jarrett. Yeah.
I know he does it part-time. Like everything we do is part-time with this hobby for most people. But I'm like, I can't work like this. There's just these issues that I just can't, that just bug me, like with the park numbers and everything. And Polo was just coming out, and it was kind of hard for me to switch, but I did. I tried it out, and it's like, oh, this is great. It's updated. And the developer is active. He actively fixes issues on almost a daily basis.
Almost a daily basis.
Jeff,
yeah.
when I just like you, deja vu, as you're saying it, I felt the same way. Coming off of paper, hammers forced me. I loved it, and then all of a sudden, I get what happens when you get busy with work, your personal life, and you got this great product, but it's fallen behind. Sebastian comes in because Sebastian thought, he has an idea. Sebastian really made his idiot proof.
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
There's really, I haven't found anything that I can do to
Trust
screw
me, if you can break it, Izzo can break it.
Yes, I will screw it up and say, how come, what, and why? And but look in the mirror, not at the developer, but look at me. I haven't yet. It just when I think it's going to beat me, I just take that breath and say, wait a minute. I think I heard Mike or somebody say this. You touch it, and all of a sudden, there's your answer. Drop that third park in, like twofers. I used to get nervous. My first twofer that I had a log or three-fer, I'm like, where do I put the other ones in? And as soon as I touch that P2P button, boom.
Yep.
You don't even have to type the whole thing in. You can just do a partial. It grabs it.
Yeah.
Yes, Dad, you're absolutely right. It was the stress test. And guess what? I keep beating it. Thanks to Sebastian, who has done an incredible. I used it for Winter Field Day. I'm not sure if you participated with Winter Field Day.
No, I did not.
So again, it does things too.
Shane did.
What?
Yeah, you
Oh, you
had a
did?
radio, and I did. Yeah.
Oh,
I was running W2. Somebody from the clubhouse had to go make sure those fellas out in East Texas weren't abusing the W2 HRC.
That house
Call
that you
sign.
guys rented, I watched Mike's video on that house.
That
That
awesome?
was a very cool place. Property.
Yeah, it was.
I wish I could have stayed more than like 4
I hear you.
hours,
Oh,
but-
absolutely. That's definitely a weaker tour. But anyway, so Jeff, so one of the things, and I gotta tell everybody, if you're not a subscriber of Jeff's channel, YouTube channel, you gotta get on this channel and you gotta watch his stuff, because Jeff, watching you, what you're putting out there right now, I kind of feel like you were inside of me with some frustrations of, wait a minute, didn't that guy say that to me, or didn't that somebody step on me, and why? And I'm just here having fun. And if he can't hear me, and if I can't hear, there's still room enough for everybody. But you're documenting it and you're kind of giving it to everybody. And I really like what you were doing. Not that you're angry, but you're just pointing out in a very mature. Am I saying that right? In a
Listen
mature
to
way.
this asshole.
Yeah,
Look
listen,
what
instead of
he
saying,
did.
"Hey, asshole,"
In a politically correct way.
Yeah, yes, I've documented the actual things that happen during my activations. I've had people tune up on me, and I'm trying to
Wow.
get this one station, and I kept on calling for this one station. It was a YL, and I was like, I just want the YL. I was like, I can't remember the call sign right now. I'd have to look it up, but I was like, calling the first 2 letters. I want that person, and then someone tuned up, and then other people just kept on throwing their call signs. I'm like, listen, people, I'm going to stop this activation right now if you don't shut up and let me get hold of
Don't
this
make
one
me
station.
pull this car over.
you're
'Cause
like,
I will.
I was just gonna say, you're like mommy right now. I like that.
Don't make me take this
That's
belt
every-
off.
That's everyone's mother or father right there.
I don't mind calling out people if they're misbehaving. There's a DX
Stupidity.
station. There's a DX station that was trying to get through on another activation, and I'm talking to them. I could hear the DX station throwing out their partial call sign, and I'm like, in the middle of my QSO with someone else. I'm like, okay, DX station, you need to wait. And the other contact started talking again, and he stops, and I told the DX station started up again, and I said, dude, you got to stop. And it went on for like a good 5-10 minutes or so. I forget how long it was. It's on video. And I said, dude, it was a station from Europe. And I said, dude, you're not getting in my log today, no matter what you do or how many people I take today. You're not going to be one of them. And he
Not
goes, okay,
today.
sorry. And he goes away.
Well, Jeff, do you think people forget that this is not a contest? Whether you make number 1 in my log or 100, it doesn't make a difference.
You gonna
If you
step
got
on somebody's toes with that? Saying it
if
ain't a
you got
contest.
something to do, come
I
back
get
and
awards.
and again, we all do it differently. I like to run by the numbers sometimes. I get accused that they don't want to wait. Whatever.
I can't stand that, man.
I'm
You
sorry.
do you.
Joe, but-
But I come in and find you on the band, and you're at number 7s. So I know, okay, I'll come back 30 minutes later. Maybe you're on
yeah,
5.
whatever.
Then I
Well,
come
you're
back
back and
and
he's
you're
on
calling
2.
1s.
Well,
I'm
you
like,
never know.
okay, I'll come back in 10 minutes. Then
Well,
you're,
who
then you're on
cares?
9s when I come
See,
back.
that's the pain of living in 5 land like me. We're either at the end or at the very beginning. Either way, we gotta wait.
No,
There's
there's
no-
just
you
you
none
guys
of
are doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
There's
there's a ton-
tons.
There's
You wait
tons
for them
of
to
y'all.
call 2s.
Yeah.
You use the Whiskey 2 Hotel Romeo Charlie, and then give your call right behind it.
Oh,
So you
look
get
at
in the log
Steve.
twice.
Look at
Yes, Paul, I do use my words.
I will-
CW, I just passed my extra a week and a half ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'll get to that shortly. But my next goal is CW, so I'll be starting that once I decompress from the studying stuff. So,
I
but
will say I have
Do you,
turned.
do you
I've
have a
turned-
Morris tutor?
I've ordered one. It's on its way.
There you go.
I also have like 2 keys that I already purchased because other YouTubers.
Jody.
So
Did you see Jody's? Can you imagine saying that? Attention, all hunters!
Can I
I'm
get
only
all
taking
in
prime numbers.
You know,
Oh, I gotta do that. I gotta do that.
I've never gone by like area or section codes or section numbers, or by whatever. I've tried to do it by I forget. I tried to do something once and it just didn't work, and I was just like, screw it. It was like just QRZ, whoever.
Technicians
I don't
only.
care.
Hey,
Technicians
quirky
only.
QRP, quirky QRP. That's a T-shirt right there.
Oh, Jesus, Mike.
Mike says Fibonacci sequence only, please.
Oh my God, Mike, wouldn't that be great? That would be awesome. And can you imagine everyone looking at the
It was like,
like a deer in the headlights? They'd be
I
like,
gotta
what?
Google that.
Oh my God. But it's funny,
Anyway.
Jeff. It's just again, some people are. I don't know what the psychology is anymore. And I will continue to do POTA, and I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to continue to do it. You want to step on me, you step on me. I don't care. I'm just going to keep on going because I already got the park activated. I don't care. And I can go hunt and still get another 20, 30, 40 more. And I don't care, man. I'm just going to, I don't care. It's
Jeff, and this is a question for you as well as Izzo, but because y'all do more POTA than I do. But do you ever try to activate before you call CQ by just doing park to parks?
Once in a while, I actually started like going up a band and just hunting the other activators.
Yeah.
It seems to be kind of fun.
Yeah, I like to get like 6 or 8 contacts in, and then go to whatever band that I'm gonna be calling on and hit CQ. But that way, at least you're gonna activate the park. You only need to make like
one
2 or 3
time. I
contacts.
think I grabbed either 12 or 15 park to parks.
Yeah,
and I was like, and I'm not a high pressure guy at all. I am so relaxed.
I would never have guessed it. I would never have guessed that in a million years.
I am a different man. I am so different when I am on the radio out in the field. I am so different. I'm different. Let's just say it like that way. And
You're special, Izzo. That's the
no,
word.
I am
Special.
the sweetest, nicest. Oh, I'm nice anyway.
You're nice on the radio. I've caught you on the radio a couple times. You're nice.
And when it comes to the younger people, I slow down. I give them encouraging words that are very sincere, and I'm sincere about it because I want them to come back 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, but whatever. But it is just amazing. Just grab all those park to parks. It's like grabbing all the fish. I got my big thing of fish. I'm done. Now I can do whatever I want. And I don't care if 12 meters is I'll go to 12 meters to see what's happening. And it gives you, I think as an activator, it takes the pressure to you to do whatever now you want to do. Experiment, maybe pull out another antenna if you want, do a different mode for you guys who like the CW, the FT8 stuff. Am I right, Jeff? It just kind of takes that whole pressure off of.
Yeah. You don't have to deal with like people calling you. You listen and you're like, okay, there's a guy's call sign. There's a park. If you don't see him on the spotting page.
Exactly.
Right. Good point.
And you have it and you're listening and you're like, you throw your call sign out. It's like, okay, I didn't get it. You throw your call sign out again. He's like, didn't get it. And like you throw it out again, then he hears you and you're like, cool. And that's like the biggest stress is he's going to hear you or not. Or if
right. So I'll call that the Joe Brett method. I'll wait 5 minutes. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll wait 7 minutes. I don't care.
You the one that tailgates us, though. Blatantly admitted it during the show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What you talking about, Willis?
Right.
I just let the power in the microphone speak. I don't tailgate.
He just throws the heater on.
And if I'm
Throw the heater
QRP,
on.
I absolutely tailgate.
So are you ever on a 100-watt radio, cut it down to 20 watts, and say you're QRP?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I say that I'm QRP, but it's
Now, Jeff, you
considered.
were playing what?
Have you ever called QRP with 600 watts?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Just to
Now,
break that pile up.
There you go. That's how you do it. That's called the attention getter. That's the attention getter.
I'm going to be, I'm not ashamed because I'm one of those that could never bust a European pileup, and and when you say QRP, even though you're under 600 watts, which if you're DXing and you're competing with those 1500 watt stations, 600 watts is QRP.
Well, 1400 watts is QRP.
When you say
1400
QRP
watts.
and you're at 600 watts, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
There is a difference between dead key and PEP. Let's just remember that. If we haven't learned anything tonight about radio,
Shane, you see what Quirky put in the chat there? So turn it all the way down and call QRPP. Now, that brought back a memory of when Shane did have a radio.
Yep.
And we sit here from Texas to Mississippi and turn them 7300s down to 0%.
I got a live stream. It's gone now because they don't keep them. But I did the QRP net, and I went down to 0% power and still had a good contact. But of course,
There you go.
he only keeps those up for a week at a time. But that was pretty cool. Getting zero power out of a 7300 and still making it into his net.
hey, so shout out to Kevin, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, K0KLB. You catch him on YouTube. You'll see his announcements on the Facebook group page. It's one of the group pages that is clean, fun, and Ed's right.
Ed's right. 600 watts is QRP in Italy.
Italia. Yeah.
I was gonna say, Shane, you buy that Mercury, and we can put 1.5 through that stepper.
Hey, wait! By the time, all right, we're almost 2K with the gain on that antenna.
Well, just
So,
remember,
Jeff,
it's DBI, so it's a fudge number.
All right. So I got to ask Jeff. So, Jeff, you're playing with the FT891, and then you have that FCR,
FX4CR.
FX4CR at 10 watts or 20 watts?
It's maximum 20 watts. So
Everybody in there saying I ain't got a radio. I got radios. I got a lot of radios.
You got a 7610. What are they talking about?
Rude.
You do.
Hateful. I know. All I got to do is dial into it. Anyway,
That's right.
sorry, Jeff. Didn't mean to interrupt.
it's all right.
Them people in the chat. Rude some bitches.
Thank you, Paul.
They ain't right
A
with Jesus. They need to go to church on
4X
Sunday.
4CR,
Yep.
20 watts. So, Jeff, what do you like about that 4X? I'm sorry, the FX4CR.
The
What do you like about that?
FX4CR. I've had that for about a year and a half now, and I like that I don't have to lug a 13-pound radio plus a case for that up and down 3 flights of stairs. Oh my God, that was a blessing. That little radio in an Apache 2800 case with the 4.5 amp hour battery and a Mat 10 tuner, and all the cables I needed for the radio and that stuff. It was just so much easier to deal with. I saw that radio. I was like, I got to get that radio, and eventually I was able to get one. And I had a blast with it. I still have it, and I just got the 891 just before Christmas, and someone asked me if I was going to sell the FX4CR. No, I'm not selling anything. It's a nice radio to have. It has its purposes. I do hopefully plan to do some ultra portable parks on the air activations where I have to hike into the location. So I might have to use that again, but we'll see. I'm just playing around now with the 891 and getting used to it. And it's nice to be at 100 watts again.
What do you have for antennas? What's your antenna corral? Your
The majority ones that I use are ham sticks. I have MFJ and Shark antenna ham sticks.
Shout out N5SKT.
And
Hamstick Warrior.
and they work.
You got a shirt for that.
I usually activate from either inside my SUV during the winter or from the tailgate, which makes a perfect little desk. And
Sure
just throw up a
does.
mag mount on top of the SUV and I'm on the air. Yes, it is a pain in the rear end to change the mount when you want to switch bands, but it's
Listen, by then, Jeff, you know
Easy.
what I've learned? Do it. You probably got a cramp in your leg. Not to sound like this is 80 meters now. Don't laugh, boys.
Gout's
It's true.
flared up.
No, it's not about the gout. You seriously, you need to stand up. After an hour, I've learned you do need to circulate. And even if listen,
Yeah.
I'm not the guy who watches his smartphone with the number of steps. I don't care whether I got 5,000 steps or 100,000 in a day. How many steps you got there, Shane?
3,800.
38.
I work
Who
from home
cares,
today.
right? But it's good. Just get up, even if it's 50 steps from the tailgate. Change out a stick. Come back. Who cares?
Yeah. The last
Yeah,
time,
good.
and I have some other antennas I don't use as often. I have like the Buddy Stick Pro.
Shout
That
out.
was really for portable, the ultra portable stuff.
I love that
Some
antenna.
NFED half waves. Was it I have a Robikoff. I haven't used it yet, and I have one of the car antennas, the Poseidon, which I haven't finished building yet. It's been sitting for like 6 months.
There's the video for that.
Yes, there is.
There's free content there.
I started to build it, and then I wound the toroid, and then I just kind of stopped. I don't remember why, but I have to get back to it.
Your eyes glazed over. Started drooling a little
The
bit.
doorbell rang.
Started saying ape.
But yeah, so I got those. I want to use I want to finish the Poseidon and use the other Robikoff that I have, just to do something different. But usually when I'm out, I don't go to like a park bench. I stay by my truck, my SUV. Like I said, during the summer, I work out off the tailgate. It's just a perfect
Speak
desk.
of the devil. Look at that. He's like Beetlejuice. You say his name 3 times, and here he is.
There he
Five
is.
5
Man.
watts into Hawaii.
Yep.
I've
Nice.
gone Hawaii on ham
Well,
sticks.
he's got 160 meter loop antenna. So,
Oh, frickin' Joe with that 80-meter loop.
mm-hmm.
It does the thing.
Yes, it
the
does.
things.
Yes, it
walks
does,
and talks,
Joe. Sorry,
as they
Jeff.
say in CB Lane.
And I got a
Sorry,
few other
Jeff.
antennas, but I just don't use them all the time. I just
What's your
prefer the
favorite
ham
antenna?
stick.
Yeah, what's your favorite antenna?
The ones that get me out and make the contact.
Nice.
I would say
Good
the ham
answer.
sticks.
I'm partially, I would say I'm fond of the NFED half wave just because it's easy to set up, it's multi-banded,
Hmm.
and 9 times out of 10, it's 2 to 1 or less on pretty
Mm-hmm.
much on the bands that it's cut for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're right.
Ham sticks I like. Don't get me wrong. I've got a 20 and a 40, I think, in the garage.
Yeah. Ham
Have you
sticks.
guys noticed? Have you guys noticed the? Is it psychological, Jeff, when you go from a stick all the time, and then use a wire or back and forth?
Thanks for stopping
Vern,
by.
oh, Vern, thanks,
Vern.
Vern.
Bye,
Appreciate it,
Vern.
buddy. Have a good night.
Listen, you're going to be 1 to 2 S units difference potentially. It's okay, but it is psychological. I have noticed that. I love my ATAS. If I told you I didn't love it, I'd be a liar, and you guys could throw me out of here and put me into timeout. Okay, I love it, but there is a difference, and I'm not going to let that difference bother me. I like the ability to, like, right now, because Jeff knows up here in Northeast it's cold.
Yeah.
And I can't sit on the tailgate of the truck. So
You
it is.
can.
It was 80 here yesterday.
It was 80 here today.
It's 55 today.
No, when it's that cold out
Freezing.
Yeah.
during the winters that we have, I'm inside the SUV with the heat running until I start to get on the air.
Yeah.
Then I'm still bundled up and everything, but yeah, I did a video. It was like last year or the year before during the winter time, and it was like 20 degrees, and then it was like a 20-mile-an-hour wind gusts that were coming through, and I just was miserable doing filming the video outside, just doing like the intros and the outros.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, heck with that. And if it's cold out or windy outside, I'm just like, I'll do it from inside now.
It got to a point, Jeff, where when I was using a lot of the wires, either the NFED halfways or my inverted V from Soda Beams. So the stakes that you can buy and put in the ground couldn't even go in the ground because of the permafrost. And
It was
this
so
is
freaking
like
cold.
Yeah.
this is like the Arctic Circle here, and now I'm carrying 2 cinder blocks in the back of the truck so I could tie things down, which add a little weight and everything. But it was, I mean, the cinder blocks help you keep your muscles, keep you buff looking. But it just gets to be like, this is what I'm doing for my hobby, and the answer is yes, I will do it if that's what I got to do.
Yeah. And
But-
you were saying it's like psychological when you change your antennas, you go from one to the other, and I agree. It's like even with you changing from one radio to another one.
Yes,
It's like
good point.
like when I went
Excellent.
to like QRP, it's like, will it work? I was like, I played around with 20 watts for a little while,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, okay, I'm making contacts, I'm good. It went down to 10 watts, and then I accidentally went down to 5 for some reason. I'm like, ooh, I
Oops.
didn't know I was down at 5 watts, and I was making contacts, so I'm like, cool.
Yes.
And I stayed at 5 watts with that FX4CR radio for a while. And then all of a sudden, like last summer, I was like, I want some more power. So I went up to 20 watts. It's like, I want some more power. So I decided to get the 891. Waited for it to go on sale again. But yeah, I'm back at 100 watts. And like I said, if you switch radios or switch antennas, like, am I still going to make contacts? I was making contacts before. Will I make contacts now? It's like, you don't know. And changing antennas. I did an activation last summer, and I was using the FX4CR and the Buddy Stick Pro, and I was just having a hard time. One, because from the time I left my house to get to the park, the space weather changed
Yep.
dramatically,
Mm-hmm.
and also there was a
Surprise.
thunderstorm that was
Them solar
coming up.
flares will get you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then there was a thunderstorm coming up my way that was moving faster than I anticipated. So I was just getting all kinds of static crashes and noise. And I was like, this is terrible. And I went to a brand new location for a park that I've been to that park many times, but not to that location. So I decided, the heck with this, packed everything up, went to another location that I knew was a little bit of higher elevation, and just used my ham sticks to get the activation completed before the thunderstorm came through. And last 2 contacts, I just was not making any contacts. Even I think I had dialed it up to 20 watts. I was not making any contacts. Eventually, something cleared up in my karma or something, and I got 2 contacts, and I'm like, I'm gone. And by the time I had everything in my car, it started to pour.
Oh.
So it can be challenging and scary
Go on,
sometimes
Eric.
if you make a change to your setup, you don't know what's going to happen, and
So
then
what?
conditions
so
can
what-
change too.
Right. So now, after you've done this full circle times a couple years now, the full circle 4 seasons. Now you want to get out of your vehicle, inside, off the tailgate, the park bench. You want to hike in, right? You said
Mhm.
you want to go in.
Yep.
What are you going to do now? How are you going to carry it? What are you going to use? What are you going to bring? Have you thought this out?
Yes.
Go for it. Tell us.
Okay. Now that I got the 891, I'm like, okay, I might want to use that, but I have several backpacks. The Buddy Stick Pro was one reason why I wanted to do this ultra portable stuff. One is actually to cross the Delaware River to
Oh, cool.
Fort Delaware. Now
Wow,
you can
nice.
activate that park from the parking lot on the mainland. The state does control that area. We found out, and people have activated from that location, but I have not. The park is only like 15 minutes from me, and I refuse to activate until I get to the island. Unfortunately, you need to purchase a ferry ticket to get over there.
Mhm.
And I want to do that eventually. I think I will, with probably another ham from around my area. There's a park, 2 parks in Virginia on the very southeastern part of Virginia. It's I can't remember. It's a national wildlife refuge north of it, and then south of it is the Falls Cape State Park. And there's no roads going through the wildlife area to the state park. It's a walk in or ride your bike kind of thing in. So I like to do that sometime. I have relatives down there, so I go down there every once in a while and try to hit parks roughly in a close by to where I'm staying. So that's one park I want to hit. So I have the backpack. I have backpacks. I just haven't figured out how I'm going to pack or what I'm going to actually bring yet. And I just purchased another backpack. The
Is
Look at
Jason
this guy.
responsible for that
The
one? Or
fear of
I
missing
love
out.
it. You
I
are
just
not
heard
the only
FOMO
one.
is a real thing.
Been
You're in good
listening to
company.
K4SWL, huh?
You're in good company.
Mhm.
Yeah. The brand new Explorer backpack, the 2.0 Explorer, whatever
Yeah.
we're calling it, and I got the Jason Ham Radio 2.0 version.
I saw that today too. Yeah. Yep.
I like one reason why I never bought the Explorer is because it was Coyote
Because
or
Frank had one.
tan or desert, whatever you want to call it. And I'm not adverse to that color. I have a lot of tactical gear, only a few things in that color, but I prefer other colors. And I was like, I just can't get it. I
Yeah.
don't like it. I can't get a desert colored backpack. But I have a few other backpacks. I've tried to fit everything in, and now with the $891, I'm like, maybe I need something a little bit bigger. Been waiting for a while for a 3-day assault bag, which never has come yet. But that's another story. So I plan on probably like one of those radios, get into the backpack with the Buddy Stick Pro and power, and if I need a tuner or not, depends, and walk in. Now, some of these places, like the wildlife area in Virginia, they made an announcement 2 years ago on the Facebook page that no one is to make a spectacle of themselves in the parking lot by putting up antennas, putting up tables and chairs, and making a scene. And no one needs to be putting anything in trees or into the ground.
No one is not to have
Did you have
fun.
them define what making a spectacle is?
Being
Flags, banners, a large mast, probably. I don't
So
know.
they're
have
mass
fun.
shaming is what they're doing. I see how.
Can't have fun.
Can't have a big mast in that park.
And this was
Rude.
all the national wildlife refuges in Virginia, according to Shane from the Virginia mapping coordinator.
Yep.
What's going on? In that club?
So-
There was a run-in between Ham and one of the Rangers.
Well, I'm sure that's
And
probably how it
it
started.
blew it up pretty
Always.
big.
Yeah, and I can understand not putting anything to the ground, but those national wildlife refuges have irrigation systems under the ground, so they don't want people spiking
Jabbing
their
spikes in them.
hoses. Yeah,
Yep.
and plus it's like it was always part of the parks on the thing is leave no trace behind.
Right.
Why are you going to leave a darn hole in the ground?
Yeah, or your antenna in a tree.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I've always been
Scooter?
like conscious about that.
It happens.
At least putting
Sorry,
stuff
Scout.
into trees. So. And
magic
plus,
carpet and a vertical. That's all you need.
yeah, those work
That's all you
too.
need.
But
That way, you're not poking anything in the ground. You ain't putting nothing in trees, and you're not making a spectacle of yourself because the vertical's small.
yeah. But I think one reason why I've stuck with the ham sticks and not like a wire antenna is mostly because I'll be in like the middle of a parking lot because that's where the cell signal is.
Right?
And there's no trees around. So I'm like, I'll just use the ham sticks. It's not a big deal. It's just on top of my SUV. There you go.
Right.
Hopefully, they don't consider that a spectacle.
No,
Sir,
I
why
don't
do you
put
have
up.
a 40-foot tall ham stick on top of your car.
I've
Sir,
had
that
one.
That
My-
road tower has to come down.
Yeah, yeah. That tower that's on the trailer needs to be. You need to collapse that back down.
I've had one police officer stop me and ask me what I was doing because he saw the antenna. I actually had the Chameleon M-Pass 2.0 on top of my car. That was always a fun time putting that thing up. But he asked me, I'm like, yeah, I'm just doing this amateur radio thing with going to state and federal parks, and he goes, oh, pretty cool, and drove away.
The only problem that I've ever had at a state park or a national park, well, state park, was when they walked up and we had too many adult beverages on the table. But other than that, they were
Oops.
great with the antenna setups.
And red solo cups kind of gave it
A
away.
lot of red solo, a lot of red solo cups, and we're
Now,
like,
I-
sir,
Found
we
them in
just like
purple and green.
we just like our water bubbly.
I did have a run-in with a Virginia wildlife conservation officer back in November on video. of course, I did not read the entire website for the area.
Oops.
And he came up to me. I saw him driving around, and I thought he'd deal with the car that was parked next to me with the guy sleeping in there with his whole house in there.
Yeah.
Didn't even bother that. He came to me.
That you could smell from the other side of the parking
Right.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a spectacle.
The windshield is partially blocked
Yeah.
with the
James
wrappers.
says, just put a flag on the antenna mast. This is not a spectacle.
Love you, James. I love James.
He needs a shirt that says, this POTA is not a spectacle.
Yes.
There you go.
There you go.
But the wildlife conservation officer is really cool. I told him what I was doing. He's like, oh, my father-in-law or someone said he tried to get him into it, and he's looking into it. So he was pretty cool. It's like, I'm not gonna be here long, like no more than like 3 more minutes. I just gotta finish this out, and then I'll leave. It's like, all right, cool. So if you're only gonna be here for like another 3 minutes, don't worry about it. But I left there, and I purchased a Virginia Wildlife Conservation Access Pass. So I have more wildlife areas down there to get to. So it will be used definitely very soon.
I highly suggest if you're going to do POTA, whatever state that you live in, just get an annual pass.
Oh, it's so easy.
Yep.
It's so easy. Like when I went down to see the guys doing Winter Field Day, I renewed my pass there. It's $70 for Texas. It's $70 for the entire year. I like to go camping and whatnot. It's the biggest time saver, money saver that you can get.
Go
biggest-
up there into Missouri and it's free. Come on in.
Connecticut's free.
Some
too, for all
states are
Connecticut.
free,
Gotta
some
live-
states
that's
are
a long
not.
drive.
The most pain in the rear end for Delaware is that you have to get the sticker off your windshield, put the new one on.
Mm. So do they have like so here we have regular state parks, and then we have like wildlife management areas. I
Yeah,
guess
they're
it's the same as what you were talking about.
Yeah, they have in Delaware they're just wildlife areas. There's one that's actually called a conservation area. They recently changed the name. I don't know why, but
In a conservation area, don't put shit in the ground and don't put shit in a tree. And that
Correct.
should be it's a conservation area for a reason.
Right.
So
don't
don't
leave
go
no
out there
shit
and
either.
try to put a DX Commander up in the middle of their parking lot. They're probably going to frown on that.
Well, if you're in the parking lot, don't put up the DX Commander. Put up the Buddy Hex.
Speaking of, I sent Mike a text message. I was like, "What if we put one of those magic carpets under a DX Commander expedition? I wonder if that'd work."
It'll work.
Do you have proof of this?
I do not.
Okay, then.
I
Give
put
it a
one
try.
under my.
It's a theory.
I put one under my ATAS.
Did you wipe it first?
What? No, I put it on.
Sorry, Jeff.
Oh,
I
that's
just called
fun.
you.
Jesus,
I'm
Shane.
sorry you took a drink.
I'm not going to talk now for the rest of the show. I'm just going to sit here.
Derailed that one right into the wall.
That's what you pay me the big bucks for.
I'm trying to offer positive content,
Positive affirmation. I'm sorry. What?
positive affirmation. I'm just going to sit here now.
I'm sorry. Over to you, Izzo. Go right ahead. I do know we do need to make a motion. We need to make a motion that we get
I make a motion.
K3JRZ into the Ham Radio Clubhouse. So I want to go ahead and
Absolutely.
take care of that business.
Yep.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Do I have a third?
Hey, third.
Hey,
Okay.
all right. How about a fourth?
Hey.
If we get a fourth, we're gonna get a whole
Unanimous?
under unanimous consent. Jeff will send you the bill for the dues. Thank you for joining us tonight. By the
Yep.
way.
However,
any other hobbies outside of ham radio?
wait a minute. He has to answer questions first.
Oh, he will. He will.
Oh,
we
we'll
ain't
get
got to the
there.
lightning
Okay.
round yet. That's
Bring 'em.
next. But I would like to know: any other hobbies outside of ham radio, or is this kind of your end all be all go to?
I just got into 3D printing.
Shout out.
So
Yeah,
I'm,
Brad.
I'm playing around with that. I kind of took a little break for a second while I was getting the area organized. I learned that you have to dry your filament. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
You don't have to, but it helps.
Yes, it helps a lot, and I've watched videos on it, and I'm like, okay, I got a bamboo A1, and they had the multi thingamajiggy,
Yep.
the AMS. Thank you, the AMS light, and so I printed out the enclosure for it, and I'm like, okay, so now I need to dry all these filaments out, and I was like, I could do it. I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet and putting it all together. It's all mounted up and everything. I just haven't
What
got
happens
the
if you don't?
filament.
For
So
a
I was
guy
about to
like
say,
me who-
so
what's the difference?
for me and Izzo who don't know shit about 3D printing, is the filament, is it temperature and dew point? Does it make a thing? Is that a thing for filament?
Humidity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
I've
like
seen
a humidity
videos.
above or below a certain point, or is
Yeah.
there like
What are the ranges? What's the
It gets
ranges?
brittle.
It gets brittle, and it can
So do
make
I.
your prints kind of stringy
Chapped
and
lips.
stuff. I
Make
did
it
see a
poop
video
coming out the
where
nozzle.
someone weighed their filaments before and after drying, and they had like
It queefs.
What?
they didn't include.
I waited for him to take that drink.
What?
He just spit that out everywhere. I'm sorry, Jeff.
It's all right.
You all better not yell at me for what I said 2 hours ago. I don't want. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, if you start your print,
I hate you.
Shane, how was that beer
You
through your
are
nose?
fired. You ever had whiskey go through your nose?
and you
son?
start to hear your
94
filament
proof?
queef a little bit coming out the
Son of a
nozzle.
bitch.
It's wet.
I've never. Does it fart as it comes out? Does it go as it's trying to print?
Pretty much, yeah.
You can.
Sound like a little machine gun BB gun.
Because you're heating it up, and it
Mhm.
boils the water.
There you go,
Um,
Jeff. Come on in there with serious talk.
Yeah, I saw a video where the guy did a pre or a weigh in before and after drying, and it was a good amount of water that he pulled out from the weight wise.
You know,
I've
I'm
gotten
thinking
pretty
bacon,
lucky
too.
here.
Bacon, Jeff. I'm thinking bacon.
Well,
I'm
you're in
thinking bacon
Mississippi, son. It
I
don't
was-
get dry up there.
Don't
No,
get,
that's the problem. You want it dry.
yeah,
You
yeah.
want it dry. Oh,
But the way I maintain my shed,
Otherwise,
I
it
haven't had a problem with it.
Yeah,
just run it inside because the AC is controlling the humidity, obviously.
Oh my God.
you get the AC, and then if you get like a AMS of some form, you get those silicone gel packets and beads and stuff like that to help the humidity.
I
dry
bought a
out
whole
the
big old
stuff.
pack of those things, and I
Jeff
just
wanted-
reuse
Jeff
the
wanted to
ones
know how
that
you got rid of the
come with a new
you
pack.
got rid of the no queef pellets, or how you got rid of
it's a new marketing tool right there, man.
Well, luckily I haven't had any issues with printing. I've been using like printing just with one filament at a time so far. So I got a little 1-unit dryer. And it's
So I
not
was over
bad.
at my parents' house yesterday, and I look out on the carport, and there's this toaster oven sitting there. And I say, well, "What's wrong with that toaster oven?" It's just dirty, and it's dirty. It probably ain't been cleaned in years. Like, I was like, "That's it. It still heats."
A lot of crumbs.
Put that thing on low. Put you a spool of filament in there.
in your toaster?
Yeah.
If you
toaster
keep it
oven
low
The
enough,
shroud off of it, like, or is it narrow enough? Is the real narrow enough to go in there like a piece of bread?
Well,
No. The toaster oven.
Toaster oven.
What have
See,
we learned?
I was sitting there going, you putting like a reel on each side of it and hitting the button and letting it waiting for it to pop up, or what do you do?
201 episodes. Joe Brett can repurpose anything. I don't think there is anything he hasn't been able to repurpose
Need
yet.
to dry your filament? Just
I-
use a toaster, son.
I hate buying
Yeah.
stuff, especially
Yeah.
stuff that's purposely built, and it ain't nothing but a toaster oven.
Well, there's people buying like
Can you put it in the microwave?
probably wouldn't recommend it because I don't
I
think you get it low enough to
Gotcha.
really
You
do
can't
it.
You can't control the ambient temperature in a
So
microwave.
could you put
Inside
it
a
like
humidor.
in your
Use the
regular
Bovita
oven
pack.
for like at 100 degrees until it's a
I
little
s-
crispy?
I'm thinking Bovita packs.
Is it like 100 degrees for 20 minutes or until it sticks to the wall like your noodles?
So,
It's whatever, like 50 degrees Celsius, whatever that is, and
Not
they're all
much.
set. They're all set to Celsius. I don't know why.
Of course they are.
But
That's the way I learned to eat.
idea, Izzo.
and it's over like a period of
Food packs.
hours. It's not like minutes. It's like hours.
Oh,
that you
yeah.
let stuff dry. It's like a slow dry. And there's
You
people
got
that
to-
buy like $600, $1,000
Wait, 50 degrees
humidifiers.
Celsius
the
is
humidifiers.
122 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wait a minute. We
Yeah,
can
but-
make. I got it.
Mhm.
We can make beef jerky, and at the same
You
time,
can.
see?
we can see. Man,
I meant
we're-
to say dehydrators, not
your-
dehumidifiers.
Okay, so you could use
Mm-hmm.
you could use your purple filament goes on your top rack,
Yes.
and your second rack is your back strap that you got from the deer that you shot the other day.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, you got jerky, and you can go print your damn
yes.
K5YVY.
And if that's not worthy
Apple
of
smoke
a
filament.
if that's
There you
not worthy of a good cigar, I don't know what
right,
is.
right. I wonder if the thing you print out would smell like beef jerky when you're done.
Go do your
Scratch and
POTA
sniff 3D
activation.
prints.
Go do your POTA activation while all
Brett's
that
gonna
is
make a
going
video
on and
that.
come
You
back.
watch.
Y'all see that message in private chat?
No,
Jeff's wanting to retract his membership.
Oh, well,
His-
Right.
not with these turkeys.
I ain't hanging out with these fools. Y'all finna make me yell.
All right, Izzo, do you want to do a lightning round with Jeff?
Yeah, but
And does
something tells me.
Does anyone want to try to make contacts tonight? And I'm
Sure, why
gonna
not?
lean on Steve or Joe Brett or Izzo because you're
No.
in the shack. No.
Yeah.
All
No, I'm good.
I'm having enough problems in the shack tonight.
Okay. All right then.
I'll probably blue screen my computer again.
Sorry.
Got your remote into your radio.
Turn it on, see what it sounded like though.
I know, right?
All right,
Could be bad.
Mr.
All right,
Jeff,
Jeff. Over to
are
the
you
lightning
ready?
round with Izzo.
We don't got music for this. Dun, dun,
Nope.
dun. All you guys with those soundboards, y'all bought those add-on accessories.
My
on,
God, are you still talking?
Jeff, this is known as the
Dang.
to secure your membership into the club. You will be asked multiple questions. Depending on
Back away from the mic.
depending on your answer.
There we go. Now we can understand.
Y'all
what you're
screwed
saying.
him up, man.
No,
The,
I
the
wanted
soundboard's got his noise
No,
gate.
I
going.
was going for the low.
There we go.
Yeah.
I was going
you were,
for that low.
but you were cutting
deep-
out.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this again.
Bag up, kid.
Back up,
Get
Izzo.
up off that thing.
Give me the music again.
It's not
Try
your
again.
ATOS. Get
Oh,
your
there we
mouth
go.
away
All
from
right,
it.
here we go.
All right, Jeff. This is this is the portion of the show, Jeff. The lightning round, where every single guest that has come forth and sat in the chair that you sat in has answered all these questions successfully. It is up to you.
And they farted in it.
And they queefed in it too. Okay.
Yeah.
While that was going on, they were making beef jerky and having a successful POTA activation. It is up to you to keep the legacy going. Are you ready, Jeff?
Yes.
Question number 1.
Izzo, I kept telling you,
As
your,
we get demonetized.
your ATOS ain't in there with you. Quit all that. Get close with the mouth and hand gestures.
No, I'm rolling dice. That's rolling dice.
Stop.
Oh, now I know what you mean.
For the podcast listeners, Izzo is shaking the shake weight with his right hand.
Well, you can just like cup your hands like that and do it.
That's a little better. Roll the dice, man.
I swear
Got
we're
you.
freaking adolescents.
My
here.
radio as my witness. I was rolling dice. Y'all
Is that what they're calling it now?
You all better go to church. That's all I'm telling you. You all better go to
You need
church.
to read your Bible.
And that that stained glass. That stained glass is going to crack, and the statues of the sweet Mary Jesus, Mary is going to be crying.
You know, I
You
thought
all
that was
better-
actually going to be a question, that hand gesture. I was about to answer it, but
Yeah, no, don't.
No,
Just-
no.
Leave it alone.
All right. I'm keeping my hands right on the mic here. Chicken, steak, or fish?
steak.
How do you like your steak?
Medium well.
What kind of fixings you put on the plate?
Mm. Baked potato would be nice.
How you like your baked potato?
Cooked.
Sorry,
Not hard.
not hard.
Lots of butter and a little salt. And if I have any bacon or cheese, maybe a little bit of that. But
Okay. Do you?
Joe, what the?
I ain't doing nothing. Hey, you got it.
Butter shade.
are we playing Squid Game or something? That's what it sounded like.
Somebody got it.
It's like, okay, it's a children's song. It's like, I know that song. I heard it before.
I'm looking for. Hang on, I'm looking for something.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That was amazing. Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Jeff, do you have a countertop oven at your house? A toaster oven at your house?
Yes.
How old is it?
Let's say 2 to 3 years old.
Is there a lot of breadcrumbs in the bottom?
No,
Okay.
I clean it out.
Okay. If you don't want it, call Joe Brett.
It also doubles as an air fryer, so there you go.
Oh,
There you
look at this.
go.
We're learning a lot about our guests tonight. All right. What's your favorite ice cream?
Chocolate. Anything with chocolate.
Any favorite snacks?
Usually hard pretzels.
That's because you're from that Pennsylvania area, see?
Kind of, yeah. I love me some Philadelphia pretzels. I love soft pretzels.
With some
Barbecue
cheese.
potato chips?
No regular potato chips.
Oh, look at this guy. I knew I liked this guy. And the final question to keep the legacy going for all the guests of the Ham Radio Clubhouse. What's your favorite band?
I can't say I have a single favorite. There's lots of bands that
Give us your top 3.
Public Image Limited, Fear, Rammstein, Duran Duran. There's my top 5 probably.
And for Ham Radio,
What about Ham Radio?
your favorite band. Do you have your favorite? Give me your favorite 2 favorite bands for Ham Radio.
For Ham Radio, I would have to say Rammstein because they actually had a song called Radio not too long ago. 2 years ago at least. But yeah, it's more about broadcast radio. But
Ham Radio, what's your favorite band in Ham Radio?
Favorite frequency.
Frequency.
Frequency, I don't know, Kenneth.
Nice.
Very good.
Kid of the 80s. There you go.
I like was
My
it
favorite
Max?
frequency.
Max?
Was it, Jeff?
Oh,
Carlisle.
Bedroom?
Max Carlisle. Yeah, I had it.
Carlisle.
That's a band in ham radio.
Oh, band and ham
Yeah.
radio. I'm like, I completely drew a blank. I'm like,
And Steve gave you a hint too.
Mm.
oh,
Happens.
Softball there.
any
He's-
band that I can
yeah.
make contact on. That's my favorite
There you
band.
go.
I don't care if it's like
no,
80 meters.
No, hold on.
You
hold
have
on.
to like something. You have
gotta
to
have
like.
you have to have a preference
A
because
go-to.
What's your go-to?
there's so many like nuances to each band that you can't just say, oh, I like every band, right? Or I like a particular band because I can make contacts on it. There's a nuance to each band.
There is, and I'll
So
give you
what-
that. But it's whatever's open and wherever I can make
But
contacts.
20,
I'm
40,
happy.
10, 15, 17, those are open most all the time.
Most of the time, but it's not fun enough if you don't have someone yelling at you on 17 meters that you're contesting.
Get off the work bands.
That's half the fun.
Don't you know?
You ain't supposed to contest on this
Yes,
band.
yes, that did happen to me, and yes,
It
I do
happened to
have
me
it on
too.
video.
I don't have it on video, but it happened to me too.
That's why I recorded to record the things that people do on amateur radio and how they act.
How stupid most of them are.
Yes.
Yeah.
17 meters is fun. I could say like 12 meters because I made a contact to New Zealand
Nice.
for the first time that distance. I was amazed. And then Christmas Day, I made contacts on 10 meters to Australia for the first time. And I'm like, and these are all on ham sticks. So they work.
If you're a technician, get on 10 right now. Go order you a 10 meter band ham stick. Order it and plug it into your radio. You will make contacts.
Yeah.
And they're most likely going to be European contacts.
Yes.
Now keep in mind, 10 meters is a daytime band. I got the hiccups.
Or if you just follow the gray line.
Follow the gray line. Yeah.
Yep.
But I made most of my DX contacts on 10 meters, and I love 10 because it's quiet. Even if you have to open the squelch where the static is there, the static is quiet. There's not a bunch of atmospheric noise going on. There's no lightning crashes. There's no dumbasses that are telling you that you're on the wrong frequency. For the most part, super easy to do. 10 meters. If you don't like 10 or if 10's not open, jump up to 17. 17 acts almost identical to 20. With
I have
half
never
or
heard
a third of the people that are on there.
You know, I have never heard any discerning, get off my lawn, sad ham stuff on 10 meters. I can say that I cannot remember one time that happening.
I haven't either.
12, 15 either. I just haven't heard it. 17 every once in a while. Hey, we're gonna have a net. No problem. I'll move. No. But
they have nets on 17. I thought they were all on 20.
It's more the rag chewing guys.
That's just a YL net.
It varies.
They have the
And I
YL
don't
systems
care.
now
I'll
on every
move.
freaking band.
There's
on
so
every
much.
frequency.
There's so much real estate here. I don't care.
But
Yeah.
like I said, if you're a technician, get on 10. If you're a general, try those higher bands. Look at 10, 12, 15, 17. Because they're freaking awesome bands. The propagation is fantastic.
Right now.
I will say, don't try to make a contact to your best friend that's one state away on 10 meters, because 10 meters 99% of the time is 8,000 miles away. It's a long band. So don't look at it as if you're going to get a short contact. If you want that, go to 40.
They tried doing the simplex net on 10 meters here locally, and I barely could hear a few stations in the noise. And
I've
Now,
gone ground
40
wave on 10
40,
meters.
It's
You could probably
interesting. 10
get
meter ground wave
to
is
Joe Brett
interesting.
on 10 meters.
Mhm.
But most of the time, even Joe Brett, I got to go to 40 or 20 to get him in the log.
And again, in 5 years, that's going to change. That's all going to
Absolutely.
change.
As the sun cycle
so,
changes, absolutely.
Right. Ride the wave now, guys. Ride it.
And
Get
you should
in
never
there,
expect you should never
Would you?
expect to make certain contacts whenever you're on the air. It's also about a matter of timing.
Yeah.
It's your timing, their timing.
You mean if I'm
space
doing
weather
a POTA
timing.
at 5 o'clock in the morning, I shouldn't get to like 700 contacts?
No.
Depends on which band you're
who's
on.
up or who's sleeping.
There was someone that was complaining about that they weren't making hundreds of contacts doing CW on Parks on the Air, and I'm like, I replied to this on the Dumpster Fire Facebook page, and this was a few years ago, and I was like, dude, you're making contacts. You sat there for an hour and made 60 contacts on CW. That's awesome. Not everyone, like me, has the time to sit out for hours in a park and make contacts.
Good
All
point.
those people that say they made 100, 200 contacts, they're sitting there for 2 to 3 hours, maybe more.
Yep.
Now, I'm happy to make 10
Depending.
contacts, but I don't have all day to sit out at a park and
Right.
chew the fat with everyone that wants to make contact with me. I got stuff to take care of.
Yeah.
I got I'm divorced, so I have to take care of my house. I have to do my laundry. I have to go grocery shopping, take care of my dogs.
Mhm.
I'd love to sit out and play Parks on the Air all weekend. Hopefully one time I'm going to start doing that. But no, sometimes you just can't. So I tell this person, like, you made 60 contacts in an hour on CW. That's awesome.
Okay.
Don't be discouraged because other people say they're making hundreds of contacts.
Mhm.
Everyone's situation is different, and everyone's setup is different. Everyone's radio is different. Everyone's antenna is different. And the timing of everything too. You could go out and do an activation in the middle of a freaking space storm, solar storm, and not make any contacts. Go out 24 hours, 48 hours later, it's all clear up. You're making lots of contacts. So,
Steve, do you have Jeff's channel? Why don't you put it? Can you put it in the
Yeah.
in the chat, guys? If you are not subscribed to Jeff K3JRZ on the air, check out his page, his YouTube channel rather. He's also on Twitter X or X Twitter, whatever it's called nowadays. Check him out, follow him, like his stuff. I had a real fun time just watching his stuff. It was just very relaxing. You know, it made me chuckle. It made me chuckle. You know, a couple times I'm like, yes, that happened to me too. That happened to me too.
Mm-hmm.
and I put that stuff in there. I'm not going to hide it because there's people that call me a sad ham for doing that kind of thing. I'm like, this kind of behavior really shouldn't be like swept under the rug. It needs to be called out, and people need to freaking be shamed for doing it. The bad behavior stuff. I'm not afraid to put that on there, and it makes good content. But it doesn't always happen. So, yeah, some of my activations are boring as hell. But you never know who I'm going to make contact with and what might happen. So,
you never know when Alaska's going to pop up or when Hawaii's going to jump up. Or you're going to get that crazy DX station that's going to.
When I get a park to park with Hawaii, I will be celebrating, kind of like I did for Australia. Every time I make contact with Hawaii, it's always been with someone hunting me, not another activator. So
Jeff, last Thursday when I went out and I had the ATAS running, and I was getting so excited. I think I had about 10, 12, 15 contacts with West Coast, and I love saying POTA coast to coast, POTA coast to coast. I love it. When that Hawaiian station answered me again, stage fright. It happens. It's great. And then, it's stuff that you'll never forget. But this is, like I said, this is the time now to be doing this kind of experimenting with, loading up the rain gutters and doing all this kind of crazy stuff. And, based upon the band and the time of day and the provocation for that day, you're not only going to learn something, you're going to have fun. And that's what this is about. If you're here for the competition, you know what I say? Salute, go have fun. Go chase the paper, go chase the awards, but for me, I'm just here to have fun and relax.
Yeah. And you could do POTA any way you want to. If you want to do it like every day, that's awesome. That's awesome that someone can do that. And if you could do that, that is awesome. You're lucky. I could do it like every so often. Like I'll try to get out like 3 or 4 times a month during the weekend. And if I'm off work or leave early, and that's an opportunity to go out. And you could go as light as you want, and you could go as heavy as you want with your gear. If you want a trailer with pulling a freaking tower behind you with all your freaking lead acid batteries, more power to you.
Yep.
Now, if you want to go out and everything in your backpack and hike into a park or up a mountain and do it, that's awesome too. And if you can make contacts on like 1 watt, make your 10 contacts on 1 watt or something like that, that's awesome too.
Yeah.
That's what's a great thing about POTA. You can do it any way you want to and as often as you want to. And like if you need to chase the paper and the awards, that's good. It's nice that you can do that and you have the time to, but not everyone does. So
and the one of the things that I like how it has evolved, because around 2020, 2019, 2018, there was that time where, and the POTA people would tell you too, they had the stats, but you also knew it as an activator. Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays were kind of rough days. Those were hard. You remember, Steve, you saw the logs. You had to really work to get, and then weekends were always, fairly easy, Sunday mornings were tough because I think a lot of people were in church and doing whatever they were doing. And then all of a sudden by noontime, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, at least, it would all of a sudden the floodgates would open and there's the activators until dinner time. It's changed now. I'm happy that it's changed now. It makes me feel good. The only thing I got to worry about is the weather. Like I'm off Thursday, Friday. I want to go out Thursday. They're calling for some inclement weather. Hey, guess what? I'm going to see what happens. It is what it is. I got my gear ready. I can literally grab my stuff right now and run and go.
Yep.
So if there's a window of opportunity for 2 to 3 hours, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. If not, well, then we're just going to have to do it on Friday. If we can't do it this week, oh well. But I do want to do it.
Thursday after about noon. Let's see if we can do a park to park, Florida to Connecticut.
Cool. That's what I was thinking of. I was
make it
thinking
out.
of you guys because you and T.O., you guys are going to be out on Thursday, right?
Well, we'll have a bunch of people out.
I should be able to get you from South Carolina too.
Yeah.
If not,
And-
Steve, you know what the fallback is? I'll try to work you from home.
As long as the antenna is pointing the right way.
It's pointed south.
Okay, perfect.
It's kind of locked in that position right now.
Good. Anything else going on? You guys want to put a bow on this thing? What do y'all want to do?
I'm all right with that, Jeff.
I gotta be at work early in the
Jeff,
morning.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, Jeff Nelson, thank you.
Anything you want to advertise? Show you got anything coming up on your channel, playlist, anything like that? You want to give to the folks that are watching tonight?
Well, I usually put out videos usually on Tuesdays with the Tuesday night video premiere group. Sometimes Thursdays. Wednesdays we do a live stream called the Ham Radio Kids Table. We have a channel for that, and it usually starts for 8 o'clock, and we'll go for about an hour before Ham Nation starts at 9. So
On Wednesdays?
on Wednesdays, yes.
Okay, cool.
Other than that, I'm just working on some videos now. Need to get back out again and do some new things. And
When it's not cold as hell outside.
yeah,
Yeah.
was hoping for warmer weather on the weekend, but I don't think it's going to happen. So
Hey Jeff, real quickly, have you noticed it's staying lighter? Like the sunset now is not at.
We get 50 minutes in the month of February. Extra.
I love it, man. I noticed that
Yeah.
today coming home again. I'm looking at the clock and the sun
Yeah.
was like still high. I'm like, yes.
Links to Jeff's channel is going to be down into the description of the video. So if you're not subscribed to that, down there,
subscribe
you can
to his channel.
Subscribe to that. Also, watch. I'm sure Jeff, you're on social media for the playlists.
yeah, I signed up for social media stuff after a long absence because of having too much fun one weekend, and I just left it. And yeah, I'm back with the amateur radio stuff now. So I'm on the X's and the Twitters and the Instagrams. So
Fantastic, man. Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having me.
Taking some time to hang out with us. We'll go around the room and say our final see you laters. But Joe Brett, what you got coming up, man?
Not
Anything?
a dang thing different from
Ah,
last Tuesday.
all right.
But
Well, we
looking
thought
forward
so.
to next. And
Yeah, you
I'm
get a
a
video from Joe Brett once a month if you're lucky.
I'm a spur of the moment fella. I may wake up one Saturday and be like, I'm gonna record a video.
Some bitch, I
And
better
then-
record something.
And then I may get out here and go, nah, I don't feel it no more. And
Right?
go
Are you
back
ever
to the
going to
farm.
live stream anymore? We missed that. Those of us who made
I
contact with
do.
you while you were live.
You're absolutely right.
I missed that.
I
so
missed
we're
it.
ever
Yeah.
going to get any Joe Brett live again?
I do
I'm
too.
telling you, I'll join in.
I went through
You
an
gotta-
old hard drive today to see what was on it, and had some screenshots and stuff of some of my old
that-
lives, and
Put that on
I
Twitch, man. Too.
I seen some of the OG folks in my live chats, like Marty out there in California, Marty and Rosa and stuff. They were some of my OGs.
Oh yeah.
But
We need to do a buddy stream. I'll transmit from South Carolina. You transmit from Mississippi, and we'll make some contacts. Or I'll transmit from
New
New
Hampshire.
Hampshire.
With the
whatever.
heater.
Whatever's available. With
Still
a
got
heater.
that one up in what is it, Arkansas, Kentucky? Where was
No,
that?
it's gone.
It gone? You blew it
Yeah,
up.
there's some West Coast. I did blow it up. There's some West Coast ones in there, but they're gonna cost me some money if I go and tie into that one. But I got some East Coast stuff if you ever want to do a partner stream where we kind of hang out and make some radio contact. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, get with me later. We'll see if we can schedule that with our peoples.
Joe, I'm sorry, Izzo, what you got coming up? I know you ain't making no videos unless you go make one on that
No.
snap on, snap off, click clack.
No. So
I'm
first off, if you're going to Hamcation, everybody have
All
a
right.
fun, have safe travels, fun times. Those of you who are going to be hanging out, have a cigar. Think of me. I'll be thinking of you also while I'm up here with my cigar up here in the Northeast. Just something serious I want to put out for tonight.
all right.
If you have a toaster oven, and
You should try your filament in your toaster.
and it's old.
I don't need it. I got one next door. I just gotta go get it.
And it's got breadcrumbs, and
Hit the
maybe
pressure washer with
maybe
it.
the glass is has that darkening, around the edges. Maybe the
that's fine.
knob is not as tight or loose.
See, I got a plan.
Send
Why
your
are we talking
toaster.
about knobs?
Send your toaster oven to Joe Brett. He's good on QRZ, and Joe Brett will find a new home for
He'll
that
send you
toaster.
a video with the background music in the eyes
Since
of an
since
Yes.
Izzo mentioned
that
knobs,
sad
Arms of an angel,
music.
that's what it is. Yeah.
since Izzo mentioned knobs and home kitchen appliances,
Knobs.
knobs are very important
Grab the
because if
knob.
the power goes out, the knob don't. When the power comes back on, knob's gonna keep on ticking away, right?
Yes.
There you go.
Watch your
So
knobs.
you send your toaster oven to Joe Brett, and then maybe next month he'll yell at me and call me a son of a bitch for even making this pledge, because all of a sudden this man's got 25 toaster ovens sitting in his backyard,
Just
And
make
his
sure you
wife-
send
and his
barbecue
wife is
potato
yelling,
chips up to Izzo.
and his wife is yelling at him. So
There it is.
that's right. There's the music I wanted.
Will you
You know,
bequeath your
That toaster
oven?
oven. That toaster oven. Think about the day. You took
I
that
had to do it
toaster
for
oven
Mike.
out of the box, the styrofoam.
Whole damn end
it
of the
was all
show about a
brand
toaster
new.
oven. Dirty
It
toaster
all-
oven.
It came with the instruction manual. Had
Somebody get this man some
recipes.
barbecue chips.
That toaster oven had recipes for your
My
bagel
God, are you
pizzas
still talking?
and your taquitos and your Celeste pizza and everything.
There you go. Thank you, Joe.
Well, because Paul was complaining, we're not doing a 2-hour show. We got to get this Paul up in New Hampshire. If the Grouch don't get his 2 hours on Tuesday nights, he becomes a Grouch.
Paul, bring your ass down to Orlando. We'll give you more than 2 hours.
All right, well, we can go and we just let this play. That gets us another 3 minutes. Is that too loud?
That's not.
Okay. I ain't made it that
nothing
far
is
before.
worse.
I like that chorus.
There's nothing worse than when the toaster oven starts setting off the smoke detectors in the house. That's a pain.
Oh,
That's,
God.
I think, is the sign. That's the sign you got to do some cleaning out. You got to bring that thing outside, shake it outside, and I guess you know what's going to happen? The birds are going to love you. The birds, that's going to
And
be
the
like
squirrels
and the squirrels. That's a Thanksgiving dinner to them. Want me to keep going?
Jesus, how long is that, Joe?
I told you it's 3 minutes and 9 seconds.
Is that really?
Yeah, it's got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. Just imagine we're all stuck in the elevator together, looking at each other awkward.
Stuck on hold.
Now we're getting that FM deviation going on there, where you're stuck between two radio stations.
Oh, you don't want to be trapped in an elevator with me.
Uh-oh.
You'll be clawing your way out.
I'm cracking up.
Oh man,
Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. We appreciate you, as always.
that was 3.5 minutes.
Oh, God, no.
Dang.
All right, 73 to you guys.
Wait. Seriously. Time out. I forgot it. And it's written on my pad. Oh my God, guys. Don't go anywhere. Seriously. scheduled for next week. Did anyone check the Clubhouse calendar for next week?
Nope. Oh.
Now go ahead, Izzo. What's coming up next week?
Back in the fall, we had the Rotuma, the expedition, and we were help promoting them as well as everything going on. They are scheduled to come back Tuesday, February 11th, and talk about how this expedition went.
Good.
So we're
That'll be fun.
expecting 2 hours. Let me tell you something. That Shane, that night when we go around the room, 30 seconds you're going to get out of Izzo. Hello. I want to give as much time to this group. So you mark my word. Izzo's going to speak for 30 seconds in the beginning. We will not talk about toaster ovens, barbecue potato chips, chicken, steak, or fish. Please.
Crowd loves it. Crowd loves it.
Go away or I shall taunt you a second time.
There you go.
Gotta have that Monty
all right.
Python quote.
Yeah, exactly. 73 to you guys. Oh, wait, where's the button? I don't want to screw this up. I
Hit
screwed
the
it up
button.
last week. All right. 73 to you guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. Jeff, as always, thanks for being our guest
Thank
tonight.
you.
Don't go anywhere. We'll talk to you after the outro. But 73, everybody. We'll see you next
Deuces.
week.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm sending my toaster ovens to Joe Brett tomorrow.